Hey friends, Tim Norton here. I'm one of the pastors at First Presbyterian Church, and we are so thankful that you are sacrificing your time and energy to come be part of our Overflow shelter this season. This video is meant to be a quick thank you, but also a what to expect summary, so that when you come on your volunteer evening, you'll be able to know where to go and what types of things you'll be doing. The first thing you need to know is where to park. Downtown Winston, Salem can be a little confusing with all of the one-way streets, but the street behind me is Marshall Street, and you'll want to come off of Marshall Street and hang a left at any of these entrances. You'll be able to park in this side free of charge without any parking pass, and we'll be able to show you where to go once you get out of your car. Once you get out of your car, you're going to want to head into our fellowship hall. So if you look in this hallway, it's the first door on the left. There will be a large floodlight that illuminates this hallway, so you'll be able to see. But let's come on and head in. You know, when men and women experience homelessness in our community, it's often hard to think about what it would take to bring them into stable housing. The different reasons that bring somebody to experience homelessness are as diverse as the people themselves. And City with Dwellings is a team of people, of different churches and city leaders coming around to create a consistent community, a network of people who get to know the individuals, the men and women who are experiencing homelessness in our community, and to surround them with the right resources so that they can be empowered to create stable housing for themselves. It's an incredible ministry that City with Dwellings does during the day. There's a lot of outreach and a lot of manpower that goes into this partnership. And what you do with the Overflow shelter is create margin. You know, it's really hard for people to work on long-term goals when they feel like they're trying to survive on a night-to-night basis. And by volunteering for this Overflow shelter, you're creating mental, emotional, and spiritual space for the men and women to engage City with Dwellings during the day, and perhaps, Lord willing, create stable housing. So let's come on into the fellowship hall. When you arrive, you'll knock on the door, and one of the team leads will be able to let you in. Welcome to the fellowship hall of First Pres. When you arrive, this room will be transformed into 3 different sections. When you come into your left will be the check-in and guest reception area. To your right will be where the men are eating dinner, and directly behind me will be the location of the 25 mats and linens where our guests will be sleeping. When you arrive, you'll be greeted by one of 3 people. We have 2 site coordinators. They're lead volunteers of sorts that are here on the same night of the week, every week, for the duration of our shelter season. And they are directly reporting to a paid overnight monitor, a City with Dwellings employee, and the 3 of them are in charge of the evening. They're the ones that'll be assigning tasks and making the decisions, and your job is to be supporting them as they lead the evening. What they may ask you to do when you arrive is help finish the check-in process. We have a really strict and powerful bedbug prevention protocol to make sure that this space, you and all of our guests, remain clean for the evening. So they may have you finish up that process, but once that's done, you'll be free to interact with any of the guests that are still awake. But just as a quick heads up, most of the time the guys go to bed pretty early after dinner because it's been a long day and they're wiped out. So be sure to bring a book or a laptop that can connect to Wi-Fi, something that you can help pass the time with between the hours of 8:45 and 11. And as an evening volunteer, what you're helping us do is bridge the gap between the teams of volunteers serving dinner and the paid overnight assistant that arrives at 11 o'clock. Our fire code requires that we have 2 sets of eyes on our guests at all times so that they're safe and so that we can make sure that everything runs smoothly. And you will be that second set of eyes. You'll be able to hang out, and the monitor that is present will be the one that will ask you directly to do something. Most of the time, the nights are pretty quiet and very calm, and it's a nice chance to get a little bit of downtime as you're serving the men and women of our community. The space where I'm standing right now is the space where the 25 men that will be staying at our church will be sleeping. Every night from January 1st to March 31st, men who otherwise wouldn't have a warm meal or a warm, friendly face or a warm place to sleep will have all of those things because of you. You know, in the Gospels, Jesus often did extraordinary things in the midst of ordinary and mundane moments. At a picnic, serving a meal together, on a walk with some of his friends. The Gospels tell us that God uses ordinary moments and ordinary people and ordinary acts of kindness for his extraordinary mission. And so your involvement with a shelter, though it might only be for a few hours, is a powerful demonstration of the gospel that we at First Pres believe in. And it's a powerful act of kindness that our community desperately needs, especially during the winter season when we have hundreds of men and women experiencing homelessness in our community. So, can't thank you enough for volunteering. We are grateful for your partnership as we try and love our neighbors well, and we look forward to seeing you on your night of volunteering. Take care, friends.